able to put up solid numbers, but it's only so much you can ask for the in-game leader. You can only put so much responsibility on his shoulders if the rest of the squad isn't firing back as well.
Just need a little bit more. A little bit more. I was just taking a look actually at the what actually happened in the concurrent series. That was Mongols the Huns, and if you're watching that game where you see the team, the lineups, you're like, I recognise a lot of these players from the Mongols, from the Huns team. So that's a bit of fun. Of course, still got chance, still a lower bracket. We might see them tomorrow, but they got some work to do. Either way, here and now, winner of this goes to the I suppose that's a UB final, upper bracket final, up against the Mongols and TYLOO. Well, we're feeling good about their chances. They're going to start on the defense. Julie's here on kaze. And that bomb, I thought it was going to pop in her, but we can see he's got teammates probing out for now. So a bit of a slower round from Wings Up.
Yeah, they're getting some space towards outside, though, and that will be a part of the crunch, I imagine. Jamyoung already down towards the lower side, reveals himself from secret, so the jig is up. Wings Up have to now commit in. It's straight into the dualies of kaze. First kill's clean enough, and actually able to sweep up the rest. Risk unable to really get too much space, but kaze has run out of bullets, and he's caught between a knife and no gun, but the rest of TYLOO are here to sweep this under the rug. A successful hold against the pistol bursting split Wings Up had planned.
It was scary for a second. I mean, they had two in secret, TYLOO. Had those players got into mini and split A without losing a number, could have gone badly. And kaze as well. If kaze doesn't stay alive, if he maybe goes 1-for-1, that site could have been overwhelmed. But all in all, they do hold on. Wings Up are actually going to force. We haven't seen this from them yet, despite losing pistol out of plants. Lots of util here, so maybe a set play. Outer smokes flying over. And they've done a lot of nades here. All 5 smokes down from the rip, so there's not going to be a lot left here for an after plant. Bomb still needs to cross. A player makes it down the vent. Pressure on aumaN, I guess.
Okay. Another knife kill here for Wings Up. We had one on overpass. And they have lost Jamyoung as well towards the lower side, but bomb now dropped at aumaN's feet. And while one gun has strayed away, it's Risk on 1 HP, and aumaN not going to let that one slip away from him. I think the idea was that he was trying to give that M4 to a closer position so Advent could retrieve it, but Advent still too far to go and collect. So only 2 M4s saved over. And that FAMAS, but it's fine. They make use of what little they'll have. Still decent damage coming out of that round, but given that that was the force, Wings Up now here on the save.
I enjoyed it. Especially the vent dive and the knife. That was great. More of that, please, Mr. Flying. And aumaN wants some frags.
Okay.
Can take that.
Really wanted that one.
Surprised he's not sticking around for more. This round's a very light eco. Not much presented from Wings Up. Has to be said, I mean, this veto for the TYLOO is like, they're getting all their maps really, aren't they?
Yep.
Maybe some questions to be asked. The Wings Up veto, if it indeed doesn't fall their way.
I imagine they wanted Ancient, but that's TYLOO's permaban. A little bit of a shame on that front. Wings Up really just trying to bleed the stone dry. They're ringing it, but TYLOO still keeping their wits about them, not conceding control, not allowing them the extra space even though they know that there are pistols afoot. They've reset towards lobby now, so imagine the plan would be to break into that A bomb site and just hope that they can overwhelm whoever's backside. It's Advent. This is the man that you kind of want to have to overwhelm. And, well, overwhelm they shall. Well, that's a lot of damage out of a very low buy here from Wings Up. 3 casualties, but they keep their M4s. Wings Up now in with a full buy. And with that added money that they got as a result of the knife kill, they can get that AWP out into Risk's hands as well.
kaze has his own. So let's see. I think both of them have, let's call it room for improvement. Space to grow into here on Nuke. Certainly for a CT AWP, there's a lot of opportunities. See if they get engaged. kaze, very aggressive. Look at this. Now towards the red crate. aumaN's trying to hold his swing. Up on the top of TYLOO. Missed shot from kaze. And he gets caught. First blow goes the way of risk. And aumaN, is he really thinking of sticking around? He is on an island. No teammates nearby. And I think that mini smoke is also missed from the T side. Interesting stuff. Either way, it's still a man advantage, and TYLOO needs to take a risk. They need to get aggressive, they need to stack a sight. Sitting back and passive is a recipe for losing this round.
If the reaction comes from Secret or not, ChildKing probing in this direction, and this head-to-head happened aplenty on Overpass. Mercury might have missed the timing. In fact, never mind, his timing could not have been better. ChildKing just clearing the wrong angle, so back to a 4-on-4, and Mercury's not going to wait around much longer towards the lower side. advent putting up a formidable defense on the upper side of the map. 2 kills, but his teammates have fallen, and Mercury trying to get up those vents, shotgunned by the AWP. And now it's Jamyoung, typically that ramp player, and something that they should expect, but Heaven, main, does he commit to the flank? It's all chewing through the minds of Wings Up, but as he creeps out, they are prepped and ready for it. Ready to go for that double face. Wings Up breaking in and finally finding their first on T.
Good round. Got a man advantage. Rolled with it. Granted, ChildKing, unfortunate timing against Mercury, but apart from that, looked fairly good. Composed, planting for Heaven. Safe to hut. Looked around at just the right time. Catch Jamyoung as he walked out. So very few holes there for Wings Up. Is what we like to see. And actually, they've kept the preceding rounds competitive enough that there isn't really cash in reserve. It's going to be a very heavy eco. Barely anything invested here from TYLOO. So a very good opportunity here to take this 2 for Wings Up, and as well bank a little bit of cash in the meantime.
Always a big fan of the Mustang boost, and ChildKing didn't know what hit him. Did reveal that there were 2 players towards that upper side, and there is an AK that has been retrieved, but advent still sticking around towards Hut and allowing Mercury to jump up his head towards Heaven, but right into the waiting arms of gas. So no problems in the end here for Wings Up.
Not too bad, is it? Still 4 players alive, and it's hard to imagine a world where Jamyoung is going to create much more damage. So that'll be 2 for Wings Up. And let's see if they got the staying power here on Nuke. It's promising signs, though, here early on.
Yeah, not letting too much escape them.
Been very clean since the guns have come out. Perhaps they're less comfortable in Overpass, but certainly if we're looking back to Inferno, it's got to be said, Wings Up, their set plays, the way they defaulted, it was composed, it was on the same page, to a higher degree, frankly, than that of TYLOO.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So if Nuke is up to snuff, we should expect some pretty good strategies, some composed gameplay.
Oh, Mercury tried to guard the cross. There weren't smokes down for Wings Up. They wanted this fight, and ChildKing may have slipped the watchful eyes of kaze. Oh, he's going to bypass him completely. Loses risk in the meantime, but kaze now a sitting duck. All about how quickly ChildKing pulled that trigger. He let one go away from him on Overpass, but not this time over. Man advantage now here for Wings Up, and great positions to hold as well. ChildKing can maybe even start to think about wrapping and clearing things out towards the A site, but Jamyoung, just such a nuisance, fighting from lockers and turning his attention to the watchful precipice there from ChildKing. Now flying, trying to pull things back, but it's labored, and aumaN just able to get his aim back into his favor. It's very close, but it's a TYLOO win.
I can't help but feel that should have been around for Wings Up. They're in such a strong position with a player in Heaven. some absolute shenanigans is trying to come down the ladder to trade, and it's just
Yeah.
so slow, and it's, I don't know. Maybe they need to learn to freeze better and just take their time. And there's just nothing the CTs could have done. It's impossible to rotate.
Yeah, coming
That
down
heaven
that
spot causes so many issues to the inner players.
coming down that ladder felt like a mistake. If he got the trade on Jamyoung, I guess it makes up for it. But especially once you lose that duel, suddenly the great positions you have just fizzle up. Very strange choice, but I think his teammates almost wanted to link up with him in heaven. He didn't want to go out solo from that position, fight an A player and lose it. Maybe that fear holding Wings Up back.
Can't afford too many rounds like that. TYLOO are not going to allow many man advantage situations over to their opponents, and such strong positioning. What have we got here? Very aggressive fighting from Advent, and he has failed. aumaN is trying so hard to fight through Mini because he knows Mercury is on an island. Just 1-for-1 for the young star player, and this round is too much to ask. It might be a kill for kaze, but surely not. Jamyoung comes out of heaven. Oh my lord. Auto shotty doing work. Kaze comes through the smoke. What is happening? How have TYLOO won that round?
Oh, I was just about to call him out as well for the weird start. Kaze buys the XM, drops towards lower, and I don't know what the plan is from there. You know, you've got an XM lower bomb site where you're going to fight from secret. You're going to come up the vents. And before you can even think about any of that, his teammates are dying on the A bomb site. But, I mean, that's a miraculous round for kaze to have pulled off. Found one through smoke and then just coming out that vent. They just couldn't do anything about it. Fast play in from Wings Up to try and make up for lost time, but they are unfortunately mincemeat. Mercury had that Molotov down, and they tried to run straight through it. Did so much damage, and it was a TK thrown in the mix there for Wings Up, all in the chaos. They tried to pace up, but they probably won't try that one again.
I still can't get over round 2 ago. As if it ends with kaze coming through a smoke with an auto shotgun.
He was ready for it too, but clearly not ready enough.
What a world. What a world. And Wings Up. The fear for them is they're running out of time here. We need rounds at the end of the day. Yes, there's been some compelling open killing situations, but it might be moral victories if they can't convert. Another man advantage, Child King. Quite getting engaged as yet as he was in earlier maps. So many shots traded as he's going to get aggressive through this garage smoke. He might be unanticipated. Jamyoung has no idea. What a play. Another kill for Child King. Does get traded, but he's already done his job. There's players everywhere for Wings Up. And now they just need to coalesce.
Advent has no idea that there's still a player inside of garage, so kind of a big surprise that that wasn't activated sooner. But eventually they deal with Advent. Mercury having to make the reaction, losing outside and losing his teammates, taking over lobby instead. But he's unfortunately unable to track down the one man that's the residual left in charge for Wings Up. Kind of surprised that kaze even got away from Red. He's still alive on 12 HP. Maybe he'll be the difference maker, especially them creeping down towards Secret. If kaze holds his spot, there's a real fighting chance here for TYLOO. First kill's easy. But will they make the second just as simple? They do not really want to challenge into
Time's
this
an
gun.
issue.
Yeah, 20 seconds. They have that bomb towards lower and finally coming through the vents, flying, clearing things out. And that's exactly what they needed. Now they have access. Even with that time low, it's now all about security and creating a perimeter where Mercury just simply has very little options.
Best one feels like just a save. And that looks like it's going to be the case. So, good openings from Child King. He was, I'm going to say confident. Had he died going through that garage smoke, I might use a different word. It was
Bold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it works. He got the kills. He completely flummoxed TYLOO and their defense. They had no idea. And a very crucial round for Wings Up, just as this was starting to scale out of control, just as it looked like TYLOO were establishing themselves. They win a clean round. They keep players alive. And it's not like TYLOO have bag serve either, so there's still scope to make this a compelling T-side for Wings Up.
Yeah, kind of surprised the way TYLOO approached that round as well, because we saw aumaN jump on top of that blue crate previously when they were on pistols, but against the full buy round, it seems, again, I'd maybe use bold as the scapegoat term here, but probably ill-advised as well. So good that Wings Up punished that kind of play. Oh, that's not the smoke that's supposed to bloom. It's supposed to waterfall down into
they did that
mini,
earlier as well.
Misalign that. Oh. A lot of damage done onto Child King. One of the key propellants for them on overpass. But these players are wounded here on Wings Up, and not a lot traded back. It's not like they've gained deep garage control or any of this presence towards outside. They've been stopped in that position.
Yes, they have Child King lower, but he's on 12 health, HP. It's just, he can't make the next move. That's the problem. Kaze collects the lobby aggression from TYLOO. Taking the map frag and Wings Up. They've also expelled so much util to get Child King down lower. They desperately need an entry here. Boost on the AWP. Gas is going to peak. It just feels like there's no route into this round. They've got to trade favorably coming out here into ramp, and that's not a good start. Kaze has been dynamic in this round. And you're not getting past Mercury here on ramp. He is executing. Going to be 7 for TYLOO.
Yeah, perfect decisions here from Kaze, taking the space towards ramp, backing off, letting Mercury re-attain that position. They felt like the only out they had was trying to link up with Child King, but yeah, he was a statue because of his health. Yeah, nice reads on what was happening here versus Wings Up. Even though they got that deep position like you noted. Last couple rounds of the half now, though. And sure, Wings Up were able to breach in, finally get a third, but 3 won't quite cut it versus TYLOO. Feels like you have to round out the half with the remaining 2 if we want to have a real conversation about them performing this upset. Different approach. Mercury just setting up inside of the A site, but they're trying to facilitate a push over towards ramp. 2 players set up. Kaze alongside Jamyoung. They want to get frisky. They want to get in the face of Wings Up as they set up for an execute over at A, but that will leave 1 less player to actually safeguard that side of the map. A player running through hut and trying to flank them into door, but that's when that push comes in and activates. Kaze cannot trade things back, but that was because the bomb was inside of lobby. Had they attained that, then suddenly this round is completely on, but after all that manic, after all the damage and the chaos, they still commit out towards the A bomb site. There was a real argument to slow things down, but Kaze simply cannot hit the shots. It's a bit all over the place, but the execute works for Wings Up, I guess.
One of those rounds where it's like, if I'm TYLOO and I'm going to get aggressive from radio and there are 2 players there, well, there has to be a weakness somewhere on the map. I'm going to overload. And unfortunately for them, it's just there's not the numbers on A to hold come the site hit proper. So kind of ceded control. There was a chance there though. Kaze was so fast back into heaven that for a second I thought I could just hold on behind the silo. It could be done. What have we got here? Doesn't look like attack pause. We're not here too long. There we go. Player back.
Yeah. Gotta say, good reaction as well from Wings Up. As soon as they realized that they were getting flanked and the bomb didn't make it, you know, even though they didn't route through hut initially, they were very quick to go and retrieve that position. A player ran straight through hut to door, but Yeah, not getting caught in the chaos, thinking, we've got the site, where's the bomb?
Just a quick medic here. Presuming the money fell out of balance. The drop.
Mm-hmm.
Should be okay. Hearing from the little birdie in my ear that will be underway soon. That's the good news.
ADR is a bit flummoxed, but it'll pick back up. Yep.
We're good. And now as HUD problems go, when we've got VH and Dangerous playing, I can live with that.
Yep. You have to cut your losses somewhere. Gotta put on a smile.
Just in case viewers were not mentioning it enough. Dangerous is Child King. V is Risk. H is Marek. We're in the same boat as you.
Yeah, V for Vendetta. Not the Norwegian talent, but...
I met Vendetta in person for the first time in Serbia. Somehow we haven't actually crossed paths.
Yeah, I've played a matchmaking or two with them.
Don't know what we discussed in our first conversation. It was essentially Vendetta ranting about how awful coaching is. And I was like, this guy knows. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say, was this before or after you'd already done your coaching? So.
Yeah. There you go.
All in solidarity.
Yeah. Well, I think he's been a while since Vendetta coach, so he's got some scars, you know. That's for sure. Alrighty, let's get underway. Come on. We got some Counter-Strike.
Yeah, we have another break straight after this round anyway. Of course, something to note for people at home as well. TYLOO playing from LAN. That's not the previous Wings Up player.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Actually at Extremes LAN. Yeah, they are at Extremes LAN. They played a best of 1 against Mongols prior to this game. A 5 overtime Inferno, which was also just as hectic, by the way, as the Inferno and the Overpass we've witnessed. So TYLOO have not had a smooth sailing day, to say the least. You know, once upon a time, we wouldn't have even had the talk, really, about Wings Up being able to upset or even having the opportunities to do so against teams like TYLOO, like the old TYLOO, this TYLOO. These are squads that were sort of out of their reach. But I don't know. I've liked what I've seen out of Wings Up. You know, it's not always been the most results. They don't get the results they're looking for out of rounds always, but their heads are in the right place. Their heart's in the right place, I think.
Obviously, when you see it kind of bear out over a longer period, one series isn't enough to draw vast conclusions, but I do still have that kind of fear for Wings Up. Is I don't see how their ceiling is going to change dramatically with this lineup.
Yeah.
And if you're a team in this region, especially if you're Wings Up and you're just on the precipice, always of quality. I mean, they did make Melbourne in 2022, but apart from that, you know, they're losing out to the Lin Visions, the TYLOOs, the Mongols of the world for the major spots, for the RMR spots, for the various qualifiers. You know, if you're Wings Up, it's the only goal, it's the only thing to look at, isn't it? Saying we need to make more of these tournaments, and yeah, they could absolutely still win this map. They could still win this series. There's worlds where they win this qualifier. It would be quite a shock, but it's not impossible with some of their players. But I need to see it before I believe it that this lineup has the metal, has that sort of caliber.
Yeah, best we've seen in terms of player performance has been Child King. He's not having the same out of this world performance. Maybe that's even glamorizing a little too much, but not putting up the same kind of numbers that will allow Wings Up to just get 2-3 rounds attributed to his name. On a map like Nuke, you need a team effort. Child King dispatched of. Quick kill from Advent as well. Mercury's on a 5-7, playing around the side of a smoke, so trying to get extra space on that A play is not looking likely, especially with Advent putting up numbers. 2 kills for him. But AK no man's land. Wow, the spam from Gas right on the money. Mercury thought he was being sneaky with his play, but Kaze's apparently got his weapon of choice, the XM, for another kill. So it's Gas in a clutch.
And the bomb's down vent, I think. Pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right.
And Kaze just sat on it with the auto shotgun. There might look like a lot of time left, but to actually loop all the way around if you went secret or ramp back into vent, I'm not sure the time is here for Gas. Can't collect on the first anyway. 8-4 then for TYLOO in prime position now, heading into the second half. TYLOO just looking better and better and better. They are spooling up, and here on Nuke, it's got to be said, barely a foot wrong. Double the score of their opponents, 5 away from a spot against Mongols to play for a spot in the grand finals later on today. I guess the only question is, what have Wings Up got left? Can they avert this course of action?
Done some good work on some of these pistol rounds previously, and did a lot of damage to Advent. In fact, some of that was helped by gravity, but Gas, unfortunately, cannot keep himself alive, so outside vulnerable, and Mercury, oh my goodness. This man has been on a heater all series long and almost a third. A little bit awkward there for Marek, but into a 2-on-3 where lower is fully accessed by TYLOO, so they can get that bomb planted on B, no problems. Now, they do have a kit on Marek.
Just doesn't
Smoke
feel
as
on this
well.
retake. They're so far out.
Yeah, they are miles off.
But I don't think you've got to go for it. There is a smoke. So I guess could go on the bomb. Shame the kit's on the low HP player. And Kaze
Ooh.
Can't find a frag. Jamyang is there, and Mr. Child King does have the kit, does have a smoke, but no time. 9 for TYLOO. This is looking better and better and better.
Yeah, the real difficulty there is, yeah, maybe resources, you know, low HP player, but having to clear out all those angles on B is just so tiresome. Takes a lot of time, and them being so far away does not help. It's a pain. But one that Wings Up, I'm sure we'll be familiar with from previous efforts against this squad. Many a heartbreaks. Not make it make it through these qualifiers. But this one is only the upper bracket, so there is still a lowers that awaits should they concede here. They pulled off rounds like this though so far this series, so I'm really not counting my chickens just yet. They've often had stacks when that happens, and right now there is no considerable stack towards the lower side where TYLOO are in heavy presence of. Oh, well, that took a little bit there for Advent, but he gets there.
Not much going. If you Wings Up, 10 for TYLOO. 3 to go. Even this first buy round won't be perfect for Wings Up. Probably not quite all the bells and whistles when it comes to the util. Hopefully they get a kit on somebody. That would be well advised. Yes, they do. Do you risk for that one?
Not to be confused with, you know, another Chinese player named somebody, of course.
He's still going, isn't he? He's still playing.
Yeah. Not TYLOO anymore, but
on the rare atom. I lose track.
Yep, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do too.
Either way, here and now. Well, if there's a road to recovery here from Wings Up, I think it goes without saying that this has got to be the start. We need a good round, a clean one, even numbers alive, money banked up. There's a lot of boxes to be ticked. If we're going to get back into this game, I guess that's a good start. From Child King, and we need to play off this advantage. He just gets aggressive again, man. Not sure that was needed.
His teammates had the side as well, so it's not like he had to continue fighting forward. But damage has been done. TYLOO 2 versus 4 from here, and Child King did get a lot of damage onto Kaze on his exit. Strong angle taken by Gas, just creeping in as aumaN tried to sneak his way out, and bomb dropped at the feet of Gas. And there is no health to trade. Kaze would have to absolutely decimate his next opponent, and he just simply can't. No head armor on a lot of those Wings Up players, but they are faster on the draw. Wings Up said I had to start there, then and now, or then and then. Don't know where I was going with that. Clearly don't know my past participles, but they get the round. That's the important part.
It's been a long series. There'll be a break soon. Maybe. Unless TYLOO decide overtime again.
Or Wings Up decide overtime.
Here we go. Out of default. Mercury as ever, the point man. Taking space. There's no orb to contend with, so can be fairly loose. Peeking. Taking Jules. They're just going to swing out. There's no nades here to cross, and they're getting players down. This might be a big surprise for Wings Up. 3 players down. The bomb is in secret, and nobody as of yet is making a move to rotate to that lower site.
Such a contrast. You know, you think about Wings Up when they were taking outside control. There are players fighting dry, no smokes, willing to take those duels. Not a single step, not a peep out of TYLOO on their efforts towards lower. Flying does insert himself towards this bomb site because there is that possibility, but he has no help. No one that can dive quick in towards those vents, nothing that can alleviate the strain, no ramp presence. So Flying has to come up with 1 or 2 kills here, at least keep them guessing. Advent dealt with, and Mercury trying to trade, swinging out from door, but there was no supporting effort. So into this 3-on-3 where they have lost the first players that were supposed to breach into the bomb site. Kaze trying his best to get some space, but there's risk with a critical frag.
It's falling apart. That should have been a near certain round for TYLOO. And now with the bomb in the open, Jamyon can't even help his teammate. There's 10 seconds. This round is over, man.
Yeah, they're saving. It looked so good. All they had to do was trade flying or recognize the gap that was open, but a player committed towards the lower side like that.
Looking ramp. I mean, is his teammate not telling him? Or just chaos in the communication?
I think it's as well. You know, if Advent's gonna take that fight, nobody near him, nobody swinging out from double doors. You know, it didn't seem like there was a lot of forethought about what could go wrong in that circumstance. It's a little hairy there for aumaN as well, down to 1 HP, but Jamyong's got his kill. Down towards hell he'll go.
What is going on here? Jamyong's already so far advanced. Living up to his name right now. What is happening? Collateral. No. Surely gets traded as aumaN's in behind. Leaves us in a 4v3. Jamyong is in hell. Child King comes up and picks off the low HP players. Jamyong is still so far advanced. But they seem to be aware that something could be afoot. I mean, this player here, the in-game leader, is looking everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, they knew he was here, like, what, 20 seconds ago? But, what, has he bypassed you somehow? Has he gone ramp? They've fought and looked for outside for so long that, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they let their guard down, but Marek was still head on a swivel.
This is game on.
Yeah. And that's 2 rounds where it felt like TYLOO actually had some really solid spots, man advantage, and it slips straight through.
I will criticize TYLOO for not pausing very well in this series. They do need to put the brakes on sometimes and just have a breath and just talk through these rounds. They're letting this slip. This one's a full eco. It's going to be 8 for Wings Up. They can, especially if Wings Up gets some money in the bank. Bodes so well for them. Do lose the first player here. Make that 2. Guns can be recovered. Scope what? Here. What is happening? Why is Risk jumping down? Wow. Okay, Wings Up. I guess we'll let you off after the last couple rounds, but that was... Let's use the word bold again.
Yeah, I don't know how Risk has gotten away with these rounds back-to-back. You know, jumping out from heaven, walking through a smoke with an AWP to get a collateral. Like, these are rounds that don't feel like... I would never advise anyone to do what he is doing.
I still enjoy
the results. No, I mean,
want more of it.
I'm not saying I don't enjoy it, it's just... astounding.
We just can't recommend it to the boys and girls at home, but if you were to do it, you might have a lot of fun. We just can't promise results.
Yeah, no result guarantee.
Okay. They knew that was coming. They've seen that
Good adaptation. It's happened too many times already, and now just letting their guard down towards main. There are counter kills, though. Mercury gets that trade, and Kaze's found his. So they have some space. Kaze dropping the bomb behind him, trying to take some room over towards B, but Child King is pretty quick to get himself inserted into the B bomb site. All about how much room he can actually get access to, and sliding himself into dark isn't the worst position, but this isn't the end goal here for TYLOO. They're starting to creep their way back up those vents towards A because aumaN's already out. Oh, they befuddled them. They hoodwinked them.
Here we go.
Sometimes
in through main. And now with that kill from Kaze. Maybe pull the ripcord. I don't think this is on anymore. Risk doesn't look up for this to me. Nobody's presenting to flying. Wow. What a brawl was this round from TYLOO. They're just going outer and fighting in some of these rounds now.
It did seem like the reason they keep just trying to jump out towards hell is that would be, I imagine, the gap for Wings Up. It was a gap for Wings Up. But now that they've made that adaptation, I wonder whether TYLOO changed their approach towards outside, maybe take it a little bit more traditionally, or maybe even, the fact that they've threatened that so many times over now, Wings Up have to basically commit more resources than they would otherwise be used to. I imagine Risk wants to take a deeper line with that AWP, maybe hunt for an opening kill, but if they're going to come to him, it's a bit more of a static playstyle than I think Risk is more attuned to. But that's the way to punish, if TYLOO are going to put so much emphasis on getting Jamyoung out there.
Scary part is, though, that TYLOO still won the round.
Yeah.
It's like, we're Wings Up, we're trying to predict what's going to happen, which is always the case on CT and Counter-Strike. But fundamentally, kaze was too strong. Kaze is having a great map, and definitely was someone we've put a few eyeballs on during this series. Not to say he's been bad, but in the absence of Mazea, we are looking at this team and questioning again who are the stars. Who should be the focal point.
Yeah,
and he's
the third star. The third star is the key point. Mercury, Jamyoung, I think I've already made a solid case. Must win. So the best buy that Wings Up will be able to muster. And even then they've had to make a compromise down to an SMG on one. Smoke fades on Child King, and that's one of the rifles dispatched of. They do already have Risk on lower, so Mercury, the first casualty, and a nade that will slow their approach. They cannot chase into it. Meanwhile, Gas as well, clearing out a little bit more of a path. Getting a clear idea of where TYLOO are headed, but there are two men down on this lower side. Do TYLOO still commit? They've actually ran themselves back up secret. Jamyoung dealt with, but they line up for Marek, and the spray looks simple. A must win, and sure enough, Wings Up convert.
They're just staying alive. Just staying alive.
I don't know if this is, the way that the observing is, but these rounds just feel like there's just things happening constantly.
Yeah, there was a lot there.
There's not a moment to sort of think about how you restructure the round or how you change it. There is, almost feels like there's a fight happening at all points in the round.
There was an absolute refusal there for Jano to slow down. He just kept pushing. At the same time, his teammates trying to get up secret and then fighting a player in heaven. It is madness. I'm not surprised their communication's all over the place because the sheer amount of information going into that system is off the charts. Here comes an inner pop. Trades flowing the way of TYLOO. Oh, that is perfect. Free for aumaN. It's going to be 12 for TYLOO. And Flying Brother, you need to save. You need these guns in the following round. There's not a lot of cash here to speak of. It hurts. We've got to get out of here. And TYLOO, they just changed the pace, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, they even lost Advent at the start of this hit, but they didn't lose a soul afterwards. I think Risk might have got caught on his scroll wheel. It seemed like he was cycling through his equipment. Maybe having scroll wheel bound to, equipment, not jump. But hits him all the same. Might have been set up for a second kill. Could have helped alleviate the strain on the rotates, but who knows? A lot of ifs and buts. And that don't cut it. TYLOO a 3-round gap to try and close in our third map. I really did think Wings Up, probably the weakest team. If I had to put my money on it, weakest team coming into this event, but them stretching TYLOO like this makes this qualifier a whole lot more interesting. Little brawl towards outside. That's where all the action has been pretty much all half long. But so many smokes down. And this time Child King not getting caught by that smoke dispersing at his feet. But,
it's too many times, man. He's died so many times here on Outer. And, young player feels like he should be the star. Is he forcing the issue too much? They're running out of leeway here. 3 kills to go for TYLOO to book their spot in the upper bracket final. Bomb is lower. 2 players are down for wings up, but they have a lurking presence in aumaN. Where's he going to go? Looks like towards hut. It's 49 seconds. There's plenty of time to play with. TYLOO don't have to commit lower if they get that information. And Advent's going to go down 1 for aumaN. They could go back up into upper. That's a kill. Bomb is dropped in the open. 1 for Mercury. 32 seconds remaining. They have to coalesce here towards the bomb. Risk has an AK, but up against 2 men. If they play together, Molly could isolate. They have to wait this out. 17 seconds remaining. And Risk here has got to isolate Jules. Gets the first, but can't get it done. 13 for TYLOO. A good recovery in the end. And that was a pretty marathon series. They've played a lot of Counter-Strike today, and this is only the start.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that round, I was just scared. I was like, how on earth are we going to try and paint a narrative that they're going to try and...